Fresh off the presses. Moments ago, Todd Black over at Game Ranks. I almost said Game X Rank. I don't know why, but Game Ranks. He just posted an article saying Assassin's Creed Shadows will apparently have aggressive microtransactions planned via Battle Pass. I have news for you, my friend. It's been rumored for years. I literally think years. I think 2 years now. That it will feature multiple Battle Passes. A battle pass for the base game, and then other things they're calling, like, what do they call it? They called it like journeys or something like that. Basically mini battle passes for the game that unlock like cosmetics and stuff. That's the whole thing. I think they denied the rumors on that on the Discord, Luke. Hopefully. Well, to be clear, it's not within the game, it's within the Animus hub, if that changes it. My understanding is that the plans, at least for years, were not to have the battle passes within the game, but within the Animus hub that launches the game, if that makes sense. They're not doing a season pass anymore, but my understanding is after Star Wars Outlaws, they delayed the game, and a lot of the work they're doing right now is redoing a lot of the monetization and redoing a lot of this stuff. Because I think they know that this will go over very poorly. If the game already is kind of scandalous and then it also is over monetized out the ass, I think it's going to go bad. The development of AC Shadows hasn't been the smoothest around, and both gamers and Ubisoft knows it. In fact, the game was supposed to be out in a few days until Ubisoft realized it needed more time for various reasons to fix and refine the game, and that led to them pushing the game back to February. It's sad to see that happen, but it's better than having to fix a broken game at launch. Gamers are tired of that, especially given recent titles on multiple platforms that have been that way. However, another thing that gamers are tired of is microtransactions. Sadly, Ubisoft isn't going to hold back on those. If anything, the game is getting more aggressive with them. This reveal came via a data mine that happened, and it showcased that Assassin's Creed Shadows will have a kind of battle pass that'll have players unlock or buy special cosmetic items for the two main characters, Yasuke and Naoe. While we won't get into details about what you'll find, we will say that if you've played certain FPS titles and other games that revolve around cosmetics and microtransactions, you know exactly what you'll find here. New outfits, weapon skins, mounts, etc. The system to buy all these has been described as one similarly used by Activision, which explains quite a bit. Just as bad, Ubisoft is apparently doing a collaboration items with companies like Red Bull. I didn't know that one. That's news to me. Red Bull skins. Yeah, because Red Bull was totally around in feudal Japan. While microtransactions have been in past Ubisoft games, this seems like a blatant attempt to try and cash in with players, even though gamers have said they don't want this kind of thing. Just look at Bandai Namco with its prize fighting game series. You'll see how microtransactions have been pushed way too far. The other thing to note here is that since the images of these items have already been detailed and designed, that means Ubisoft was working on them before the main game was finished and refined. The company was apparently more focused on its extra content than the main content, which really speaks to Ubisoft's mindset in recent years. It also should be noted that the team behind the new game asked higher-ups for more time to finish the game earlier in the year, but they were denied. Many feel that fans forced Ubisoft's hands when they noticed historical inaccuracies, which would have made the game laughable at launch. I mean, they weren't, you know me, I love dogging on Ubisoft, but like the historical inaccuracies were like a banner in a piece of concept art that was taken from like a reenactment troupe, and like I don't think 99.99999% of players would have ever noticed something like that. And then there's other things like suggesting that Yasuke was like a full-on samurai. That's been done in other games and movies and TV shows and stuff. I think the average consumer wouldn't find it. They might be like, huh, that's weird, but I don't think a lot of them would have found it super bad. But there were other things like problems with some of the architecture at times, but apparently those were already being fixed, so it's not super clear. But they say Ubisoft needs to get its priorities straight and in a hurry. I mean, the Red Bull thing is pretty freaking funny. I mean, that's pretty funny. that's pretty hilarious. I had no idea, but yeah, the leak goes into all this, the data mine thing, 20 levels or tiers. All rewards are free. It's probably collected by just 900 or 9,050 keys can be used in exchange for new content. Tatara coal, lacquered metal. You get glitch, blue light of the blade seems come from disappointing time, but their impact is ageless. Disappeared into Azure intricate outfit. And they go on to show pictures of the Datamine stuff, mounts and stuff. Some of it which already has been seen. But like, here's the thing again. This is a single player game. The approach for Ubisoft with Valhalla, or I'm so sorry.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
They like their approach was to turn Valhalla into a live service game, basically, where you engage with it over years and years and years, and then they can sell expansions, as you would typically see with some single player games, but also like a lot of cosmetics and stuff like that. And it worked really well for Valhalla. I mean, that made more revenue than any game that they've ever done before, as far as I'm aware. It made $1 billion within like its first year or so. So it made a lot of money. And I think that they were hoping to do the same thing here. And frankly, if they're all just cosmetic, if it's just cosmetics and skins for weapons and mounts and stuff, I don't care about that. Like, do I need a Red Bull skin on my assassin? No, but clearly it's not targeting me. It's targeting the people who would buy that type of thing. So as long as it's not affecting gameplay, I can't be too concerned or pissy about it. I still don't like it, but it doesn't hopefully it doesn't mean that everything else inherently sucks. As you say that they confirmed in their Discord that it's free. Yeah, so the battle passes are like, my understanding of what's been found so far is that there is like one battle pass. I guess we need to be clear about this because yeah, a lot of battle passes don't work this way. My understanding is that there's one big overarching battle pass in the hub that will get like maybe different cosmetics or skins, or maybe little tags or like decorations for your home base and stuff as you reach different levels. And their goal is to keep you continuing playing it. Like, that's the whole goal of a battle pass at the end of the day. And then they're going to have smaller ones that are like contracts or whatever they call it. And these maybe rotate weekly or monthly or whatever it is. But these are smaller goals that maybe are achieved by doing specific types of quests in the game and different missions or whatever it is that are dynamic. And again, the whole goal is to keep you engaged. The whole point of a battle pass is to keep you coming back and playing, repeatedly logging in over and over and over again as the months go by, so that when there's a new drop of an expansion, you're more likely to buy that. And the data is really, really clear. If you spend 50 hours in a game, your likelihood of buying a cosmetic is like this. If you spend 100 hours in that game, it goes up a little bit, a little more likely. If you spend 200 hours in the game, it goes up a little bit more. You spend 500, you're way more likely to buy cosmetics and stuff. And so the whole strategy is to keep you in the game for as long as possible, because then the odds of you spending money goes up. And once you've made that first cosmetics purchase, the odds of you making more, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skin purchases goes up exponentially. So the whole point of battle passes, whether you have just one big one or you have a big one and a couple small ones that each target different types of gameplay or different ways to unlock them. Maybe you unlock it with these keys, and then these keys are gained by completing these like faction quests, a specific faction quest, or maybe they're gained by just completing combat encounters or whatever it is. But the goal of battle pass is, even if you're not charging $5 for this, which I don't think they are, my understanding is that these are just something that happens every week or every month or every quarter or whatever it is. But the goal is to get you in the game for longer periods of time, because then you're more likely to buy the cosmetics, which they do charge for. So I do think that's an important clarification to make. But even with that, it brings up the question, why? Like, what is the purpose? And my frustration with a lot of Ubisoft's approaches in recent years have been that they do not make game design choices based on what will make for the best game or what gamers will like. They're making choices exclusively based on what can generate the most money. That's been my question with like the whole thing with the Infinity Hub, which is supposed to be like COD HQ, but for Assassin's Creed moving forward. I've been wondering, like, what is the benefit to the player? And they've now come out and said it's going to like reinvent the modern day storyline. And so I'm sure that's going to help. And maybe that is better. But even then, like, it's really starts to sound like the only benefit is that it is a centralized hub where you can buy cosmetics that spill over to other games. And so the purpose is to keep you hooked in there in the ecosystem so that you continue spending more and more money. And it's like, at some point, you shouldn't be surprised if you're making design choices based around how to make the most money, not based on what players want. You shouldn't be surprised when players are like, I don't want this, I'm out. And that seems to be that's where a lot of players are right now. Praise the oak. Bro, then Yasuke goes, I'm hungry, dog, and pops out a Lunchleys. And then there's like Logan and Jake Paul doing a song, dancing in the background while there's a sponsored segment of all the assassins or all the developers within the AC Infinity hub eating Lunchleys. It's just, I think it's been demonstrated time and time again that if you make a really solid game that's just a good game, people will buy it. Novel concept, right? But it's like with some of these companies, it's just, they don't want to settle for that because they see the live service money and they're like, ooh, maybe we try that just a little bit. And honestly, like, if they added this stuff, if they added this after launch, I don't think it would be that big of a deal. Like, I think the only people playing the game a month after launch are probably the most diehard players who are interested in buying cosmetics and stuff. So what I think Ubisoft should do, if they are putting this stuff out of the game and if they're delaying it or cutting it or whatever it is, what I think they should do is come out and say, yes, there's going to be a sort of battle pass system that is free to players, that is just designed to give you free cosmetics as you play the game. It's going to come after launch. So it's going to come after a lot of you have finished the main story and everything. Right now, we are focused on the single player campaign, making it the best game we can, blah, 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 blah. Do that. There'll still be some people that are freaking out about it. But if it truly is just cosmetics, I still think it's kind of dumb in a single player game, but I get why it's there. This is a really expensive game and they're hoping to recoup at the very least dev costs and break even. Whether they can or not, I don't know, because they have a long way to go, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see it, you can look it up because it's on the Game Ranks article. I won't show the pictures and stuff here. It looks very similar to Valhalla, where you can buy skins for the people that will populate your little village, where you can buy a mount, where you can buy different skins for swords and stuff. Some of these are priced with Helix credits, which are real currency. I mean, it's like 600 Helix credits is $6. So it's about $6 for a weapon skin, it seems. Yeah, some of these comments. So instead of cool add-ons like we used to see season passes, we are getting an effing battle pass in a single player game. Curious as to what actually comes season content wise. Like, once I finish an AC game, I don't typically go back unless for DLC or expansion. Having a battle pass in a single player game seems weird. This is the thing. If you did not play Valhalla, you probably don't know how they've done this. Like, it sounds weird, but Joe Raptor made an offhand joke about it where he was like, Assassin's Creed Shadows is basically going to be an MMO. And I think like that's kind of right. That's what they're trying to do. Like, they want the single player game to be something you're logging into regularly. And yeah, you're not necessarily playing with other players moment to moment. It is something where their hope is that you continue coming back a lot. Wasn't there also like a leaked AC Shadows co-op mode? Yeah. GameSpot reported this. AC Shadows is reportedly getting a co-op mode after the game's launch, and it's codenamed League. So they also are suggesting that there's going to be a co-op mode for the game that comes after it launches. So I think that the point of all this is that Shadows, it's clear they don't want you to think of it as just like AC2. They don't want you to think of it as just like this small single player game experience that you play, you buy for whatever money, and then that's it. They want you to think of this as like a massive game that you'll play for years, that has a co-op mode, that has all these other things, expansions and stuff planned. That's how they want it to be framed. And that's how they did it with Valhalla. And Valhalla made a ton of money. a ton. I don't know how this goes. I don't think super well, but new AC article from Inside Gaming. It's probably covering the same stuff, I would guess. New Datamine leak of the AC Animus Hub, which will launch alongside AC Shadows, has revealed season pass content and more. As initially reported by Insider Gaming, the Animus, originally called AC Infinity Hub, will launch alongside AC Shadows to be the launcher for AC games moving forward. In the Animus Hub, it will contain things like a season pass, cosmetics, and tell the modern day story of the AC games moving forward. Data mined and leaked by Reddit user Thorites. The first battle pass will be called Eye in the Dark, containing 20 different cosmetic tiers. Inside Gaming also heard of 3 other battle passes previously named the Hidden Network, At the Last Ronin and In the Shadows, all of which had 20 different tiers too, but it's unclear when or if they'll release. The Datamine leak also reveals that the Animus Hub will have an in-game store where players can buy cosmetic items for the characters, environments, and even pets. You can look at all the leaked images here. In September 2024, Ubisoft announced that it would delay AC Shadows from its scheduled November release date to February of 25. And that's all they've got. Man, dude, and they have all of the data leaked. Man, Ubisoft really can't catch a break, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, 9,050 ISU coins. So this is the thing. They have ISU coins. There's also mentions of Helix credits. Are they going to have 2 different paid currencies in the game? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Unless ISU coins are something you're getting while playing the game, but how the hell it's ISU coins? What does that even mean? Please don't let this mean the next 5 years of AC games are going to be merged into one trophy list like COD is. I think that's definitely what this means. Battle pass for a single player game. I think, again, it's what's clear is that Ubisoft does not view Shadows or AC anymore, or at least these big games, as just single player games. Like, they view these as live service games that only have one player, at least for a while until they add co-op, which seems they're working on. Oh, there's another article, Ronan. Also Insider Gaming. Oh, they already are getting out there talking about it. Okay, let's see this. Thank you, Ronan. On Thursday, details regarding the AC Animus Hub made their way online thanks to a leaker. The leak showed a battle pass for a game for the game that included various cosmetics and even pets that could be unlocked. This led to speculation about what else could be included in Battle Pass within Animus as a whole. After rumors continued to swirl about the possibility of paid extra content within the hub, Ubisoft decided it was best to comment on the claims. Good. Just talk about it. Let's see what they said. In a post on the game's official subreddit, community manager Ubi Waldo clarified some details about the Animus Hub and what players can expect from the offers. Quote, "It has come to our attention that inaccurate rumors have been circulating online regarding the upcoming Animus Hub, codenamed Infinity." He then went on to clarify that all rewards in the Animus Hub will be entirely free. He also said that, quote, "Players will have access to regular content and missions at no extra cost. Lastly, there are no paid subscriptions or paid battle pass within the Animus Hub." That's great. He closed his remarks stating that more details on what the Animus Hub will offer will come as the launch of AC Shadows gets closer. Insider Gaming was the first to report on the hub, formerly known as Infinity. The hub will act as the launcher for the games. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, it sounds like it hasn't changed from my previous understanding of it. They're paid because the goal, or they're not paid, to be clear. They're free because their expectation is the longer you're within the game, the higher the chances are of you spending money on paid cosmetics. So the goal is to have free battle passes, free stuff that keeps you coming in, because then you're way more likely to spend money on the stuff they do charge for, which are the paid cosmetics. ISU coins could be the free paid currency. You can still use them to buy cosmetics, but it'll require way more. Oh yeah, like what's a game that does this? Like Overwatch has the Overwatch coins or whatever it is. Then they have the other coins you get through gameplay. So you get some stuff that you earn through gameplay and other stuff that you pay for. Apex does it too. Yeah, you're totally right. It's kind of the meta now. They're following the Warframe recipe. Yeah, I mean, here's the other piece of this. If you didn't play Valhalla, I think the odds of you playing this are very, very, very low. Like, I don't think this does better than Valhalla, certainly. But if you played Valhalla, you know what kind of the Ubisoft package recently has been, which is that it literally is a massive game that they kind of want you to treat like an MMO. They want you to treat it like a massive game that you're going to play for years on end. They'll provide a lot of free updates, free content, expansions, all of that stuff. They'll have missions that are dynamic and randomly generated and procedurally generated, so you keep coming back and there's always something for you to do. Because the goal is those people that do that are going to come back for more. Like Joel Raptor was telling us, and this is where like it's important to understand what bubble you may or may not be in. Joel Raptor will make guides and videos talking about like the latest update to AC Valhalla. He'll get 200,000 views on it. And to me, like that's shocking because I'm like, there's 200,000 people that are still playing Valhalla and want to know like what the new thing is. What? But apparently, yeah, they still have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of players across console, across Ubisoft's Kinect launcher, across everything that are still playing the game. And a lot of them are spending occasionally $5 here, $10 there on a cosmetic or on this or that. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense if you're outside of that bubble, but it's because we're kind of in our own bubble. My question is just whether all of the negativity surrounding Shadows spills over and will affect those other diehard people. Poor Valhalla players, they're lost. Yeah, they need a friend. Like that info of AC having 30 million new and unique players playing AC over a year. Yeah. No, I mean, over the course of a year, they had 30 something million. I think it was like 33 million or something unique players in Assassin's Creed games. Now that's across the whole portfolio. And they did have Mirage launch, but Mirage did not do 10 million. Like, they did not have 10 million players in Mirage. So a lot of those players were in games like Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins, AC2, Black Flag. But across the whole portfolio, they had like 30 something million players over the course of a year. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Mirage only sold 5 million copies. It's still 5 million's a lot. It seems like it was a low budget, like smaller project for sure. But the point is like they have a lot of people play AC. To put it in perspective, Ubisoft is a company with 20,000 employees, multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they basically have 2 successful games. Rainbow and AC. They're pretty big. If they can, I mean, they're not doing a great job keeping them afloat recently, but historically they have. So you know, there's that. Yeah, 5 mil is still 5 mil. Exactly. Now people are like, well, but actually this other game did 20. It's like, okay, cool. Yes, that is what we call an exceptional success. You know what word is in exceptional? Exception. 5 million is still 5 million. A million is still a million. But the point is how much the game costs to make. If it cost $200 million to make and you only made 50, that's a failure. But if it cost you 40 million to make and you made 50, that actually was a success. You know? He took my thing.